Yo, what's going on, everyone? I am Mr. Foamer Simpson. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, find it helpful, hit that thumbs up button. It really does go a long way. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss anything. We do at least 3 sneaker videos a week. Today, we are looking at the Nike Kyrie 3. He debuted these yesterday on Christmas against the Golden State Warriors. For any of you who were watching that game, it was an unbelievable game. Came right down to the wire, and Kyrie, who else, hit the game winner spin move. Klay Thompson, just barely got it off. Money in the bank. Now, he was wearing a different colorway. He was wearing the Samurai pair, but it was the Kyrie 3, and these are available right now online for $120. I'll put that link in the description for anyone who wants to buy a pair. So I just want to spend a few minutes talking about the sneaker, specifically from a performance perspective, how we can expect them to perform on court, a performance overview, if you will, my initial thoughts. As far as the fit goes, I would say these run true to size, but they are a little bit narrow, they are a little bit snug, especially through the midfoot. So if you have those extra wide King Kong feet, this might not be the model for you. One of the things that I can tell you right away is these are not gonna have much in the way of impact protection. They're not gonna have much in the way of cushioning. There is an air zoom unit in the heel, but there's nothing in the forefoot. And just walking around, even just trying them on, I could feel how low to the ground I was, especially in the front. And it's really a trade-off, because what that does mean is that court feel and responsiveness should be really good, but impact protection, cushioning suffers because of it. And that's the thing with basketball sneakers. That's maybe the thing with everything in life, but in basketball sneakers, it's tough to be an A+ across the boards, because being really strong in one area, almost just by the nature of things, kind of makes another area a little bit weak. And cushioning, impact protection, and court feel responsiveness are kind of two categories or two aspects that kind of bump up against each other. When one is strong, it kind of hurts the other one a little bit. But it makes sense if you think about it. This is Kyrie Irving we're talking about, and you have to remember that these sneakers are made for a particular athlete. So LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, very different players, very different sneakers. They're not going to focus on the same things because they're such different players. Which leads me right into the traction. The traction on these things, as you would expect, Kyrie Irving absolutely looks like a beast. The Kyrie 1 and the Kyrie 2, it's the same thing. You can definitely tell that traction is at the top of Nike's list when they're making the shoe for Kyrie. It just comes all the way up on the side of the shoe, the traction. And if you've seen Kyrie play, you've seen him in pictures when he's doing a crossover, or especially that pullback move that he does. He's stopping so hard, so quickly. He's changing direction so quick that he's actually almost on the side of his foot. It's crazy to see. I saw a picture and I was like, what? It was so weird that his foot was almost like rolled over. And so it makes sense that they'd put traction on the side. You have the 2 pods on the bottom, as you can see. And I would be shocked. I would be surprised. Of course, you don't know until you actually put them to the test, but I would be surprised if the traction on these was not an absolute monster. There's not too much to talk about as far as the upper goes. It's synthetic. You have some fuse. Obviously, you have this, spiky texture on the back, but that's just more for the look of it than anything else. Not super breathable. I think it's a pretty good mixture of support. It's not too flimsy, but then it's not too restrictive. I think that's always a nice balance to find. You don't want to feel like you're all over the place, but you also don't want to feel like your foot is dying and being buried in a coffin either. They've got on these first two eyelets, they have fly wire, and it's out a little bit wider, and then for the rest of the eyelets, it narrows in a little bit, and you don't have that fly wire there. So it's interesting. I think that's really gonna help with the lockdown and the support in the front of the sneaker, which makes sense because we were just talking about the traction and how a lot of times when Kyrie makes a move, he's kind of over on the side of his foot. So it's very, very important that he's locked in, and really any player like that, you know, when you're changing directions, you really, really got to be locked in the front of the shoe. I mean, you got to be locked in all over, but the front of the shoe, that's what you're changing direction on. You're not changing direction on your heel, you're changing direction right there. So I think that's interesting. And again, it just goes back and it just illustrates the point of the sneaker being designed for a particular player. And it's not to say that everyone can't wear them, but you definitely do see the focus points and what they were trying to really emphasize in the sneaker. Overall, I think they're going to be a good option. I mean, the $120 price point is awesome, especially in, you know, today's day and age. That's a really, really cheap sneaker. You know, $200, $250. Everyone doesn't have that to spend on a basketball sneaker. So I love the price point. I think that it's going to be a great option for quick guards for sure. I'll know more about how they'll be for a bigger player because I'm a bigger player once I actually put the hours into them and put them to the test on different courts, different surfaces, different settings, and I'll definitely let you know. There will be a full performance review on this sneaker, but I definitely do want to put the time in. I will keep you posted, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching. As always, leave a comment below. Let me know, how do you feel about these? Is it a sneaker? Do you already have a pair? Are you gonna buy a pair? Or what's your favorite sneaker to play ball in right now? Leave a comment below and let me know. Not too much else for right now. Stay tuned, more videos on the way. In the meantime, between time, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Foamer Simpson, and you can find me on Snapchat at It's Foamie. I'll put those links in the description so you can check me out on there. Until next time, Mr. Foamer Simpson, I'm out. If you like sneakers and dope shit, subscribe to the channel. We do at least 3 videos a week. You won't be disappointed.